Why don't you cry, my babe, into an ocean wave, and maybe I'll hear your voice for your love I desire.
So this is the calm before Hurricane Michael, our second hurricane, full hurricane with a direct hit. As of right now, it's predicted to be a Category 3 by the time it hits. It may change, it may become a Category 4. There's Channel 2 News. Do unawkward things. That's so awkward. So awkward.
I'm awkward, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm awkward. So Scott, how do you, it's a video. So Scott, how do you feel about almost losing our home again, or possibly losing our home again to a second hurricane?
I think it's going to be a yearly event.
Every hurricane season? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we prepped her as best as we could, and we're hoping for the best. We only had 2 days warning for this hurricane. 2 days. It was a tropical storm 2 days ago, and it was supposed to hit as a tropical storm, and all of a sudden it's a Category 3. Surprise! Hurricane Michael. So,
yeah,
we're prepped. Hopefully our boat will make it. Again, Moksha's strong. Here's hoping.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But it's pretty before the storm.
I went through Hurricane Michael, and it was scary. It was one of the scariest things that I've ever been through.
It started out a pleasant enough day.
When Hurricane Michael, the last we heard, it was supposed to hit land. It was supposed to be a Category 2, maybe even a Category 3. So last minute we decided not to stay on the boat, and our friend John offered us a place to stay at his house. It was 20 foot above sea level. He had a generator, gas heat, all the things that we needed, and it was on the same bayou that Moksha is. So we're like, oh, that's perfect. We went and grabbed a beer one last time after we had totally prepped Moksha. We're like, okay, we got this. We went to John's house, and it changed. And it went from going to be a Category 3 maybe to a Category 4, maybe a Category 5.
Around 10:30 the wind started picking up a little bit. I expected to see a large black cloud, but no black cloud ever came, just wind. The wind started getting pretty bad around 10:45. We decided to move away from the windows, move deeper into the house. Shortly after that, a window busted.
All of the walls started buffeting, the ceiling started breathing, everything started moving. It was kind of terrifying at that point. I think that was the scariest part of the entire hurricane.
I thought that the roof was gonna come off at one point. The doors shattered, and I didn't know if we would be safe. So I guess that's the worst feeling of like all time, to not know if you're gonna be okay, especially when you're with family and all you're doing is just worrying about your home and your family and if anything's gonna be okay.
I thought the entire roof was gonna go. I held Jade's hand, and I put my hand on Scott, and we just kind of sat there hard pressed against the wall, hoping nothing would happen.
4 hours of that. We never had the eye never hit us. We kept expecting a calm to come where we could go outside and look around, but it never did.
I tried not to show my fear. I didn't want Jade to feel afraid. Not too afraid. I wanted her to stay level-headed. So we listened to the wind. and when the wind shifted, we shifted. We went from the room that we were in to across the house to the other side, and every time it would shift, we'd go to the farthest point from the wind, as long as we weren't in a room where the open windows were. We ended up in the other hallway on the other side of the house, kind of laying on the floor and just joking about the hurricane. That's all you can really do.
So after all the hurricane-y things, I guess once it died down a little bit the next day, we walked to our marina,
And it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. Every power line, everyone just snapped. Every tree gone.
So it was a full day before we could get over to look at her boat. And then we found her nestled in a pile of other boats, but she was there.
it wasn't as bad as we were thinking, but it was still heart-crushing, I guess. Just seeing my home that I've been on for the last 2 years was pretty bad. But we've been staying strong and doing the best we can to fix or retrieve her, and she's floating. Not as much, there's not like a lot of hull damage, which is pretty nice.
We waited a while to hear from FEMA, the insurance, the marina, see what could be done.
So we waited it out. It took about 10 days, 12 days for the cranes to start coming. We just happened to be in the way of another boat. So before it could get lifted off, they had to move us. And Morgan Marine was awesome, and they moved us out of the way so that they could get the other boat out. They were very professional, very wonderful, and she was floating. Scott tried to start her and she wouldn't start, and my heart sunk again, but we anchored her out, kind of. There's no bowsprit left. The next day we got in the dinghy and rowed out to her, and Scott was able to get her started again. And so there's a motor and she floats. So we are now a motorboat, right now anyway, until we take her to the yard, and then we're gonna rebuild her best we can. She's ours.
I don't know. I guess I'm excited to go somewhere new. It's gonna be fun. And my family is really excited. So if they're excited, I'm excited. And we're gonna meet new people, and it's gonna be great.
But I can't stress enough, if you ever think you're gonna ride out a storm, I was thinking this is gonna be a category 2 probably. They're projecting a 3, but they always tend to over project. So I was thinking, maybe ride it out. But when they said 3, I decided to go ahead and stay in the house. I think that was a good choice. But it never occurred to me how fast it can go from category 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, because basically this was a 5. So yeah, I think I'll evacuate anytime I hear there's going to be a hurricane. I think that's the safest. I also don't recommend tying to a marina. It worked for us before, but you're too prone to the other boats and how they prepare. Storm anchoring is the best way, I think. We had 3 boats storm anchor in our marina, and all 3 survived unscathed for the most part. Yeah, oversized storm anchor. That's the way to go. With oversized chain in the road. Decrease your wind shear and get out of town. That's my advice. Get out of town.
On the edge of the ocean, on the edge of the ocean, she cries. On the edge of the ocean, she sings. On the edge she cries. Forget devotion. I cast you to